Mr. Cooper, good morning and thanks for joining us. Can you give us a sense of, how prices have panned out in the cement space and, whether there's any improvement you've noticed in demand?
Okay, so the demand as far as it's more or less, I would say, flattish. India's demand on an overall basis. All the regions were a little bit of improvement in east, but otherwise everything is virtually flattish. So the demand has really not picked up. Prices had moved up sometimes in the last month, but again it has come to a stable level. So I think, post this Shrad period, what they call it, is normally when the construction stops. After that, I think the demand should pick up.
Okay. Morning, Mr. Cooper. Are you getting that kind of feedback from your stockists and your retailers that ahead of the festival season demand will recover?
This is not a feedback. I would say it is more of a trend. Every time it happens, so we expect that there is no real requirement for an assumption for that. It should move up. The only limitation which will come is a little bit of sand availability in some of the states where National Green Tribunals, they are having some issues and the mining of sand has stopped. That's why.
Okay. Since you get 85%, or rather you have 85% exposure to central India, what's the price situation over there? You were telling us that demand is flat, but what are the prices now and how much have they moved, say, in the last couple of months?
See, we saw about 10 to 15 rupees increase in this last 3 months, and I think it has sustained at that. It's more or less stable now.
Okay.
So central India is flattish with price also quite stable. I don't think prices are at a level where I don't think they can dip. They will only move north.
Okay. How much might you end this year with in terms of volume growth?
You are asking about Heidelberg?
Yes.
Or is it, okay, Heidelberg would be about 4% growth.
And the industry? And the industry?
And the industry would be very flattish, I would say.
Okay.
Okay. I wanted to get your view in on this battle that's taking place between the CREDAI and the cement manufacturers. CREDAI has made this allegation or moved the CCI against many cement manufacturers for alleged price manipulation. What is your own view on that?
See, I also read these news items where CREDAI has moved against through the CCI. It depends. I don't know what will be the outcome of it, but it's all left to be seen. I don't know what is, because this is something which we are not aware of on quite a few fronts. So I won't be able to comment much on this.
Is it casting a moral pressure or just a pressure on prices? Usually at the end of monsoons, cement makers have found some elbow room to raise prices. Is that getting stymied because, you could be at the receiving end of some investigation by the Competition Commission?
That's fine with us as far as Heidelberg is concerned, not an issue. But when prices go up, there is normally a resentment at various levels in the industry where buyers do create a little bit of noise. So, when the prices go to a level where it cannot be sustained, now you have a district mineral fund which has come, the implications of that, the prices have to go up. We are paying some royalty on limestone which is retrospective effect from 1st January. So there is a pressure on prices. Companies will have to recover this money. In some states there is an increase in VAT. So that also has to be passed on to the customer. So it is very natural, I would say. The industry, from my viewpoint, I would like to pass it on to the customer as much as possible if the demand allows me to do that.
Okay.
So will margins be under pressure if there are so many commitments from the government, district mineral fund, limestone charges, VAT? Will you have to take something on your margins? Will they be less than last year?
I think, we are able to pass. So far, we have been able to pass it on to the customer.
Okay. So, can you just give us throw a little more color on what the margins could look like going ahead, because in the quarter gone by, your margins had fallen quite a bit to sub 12% versus 17% that you used to enjoy same time last year. Given that you've taken some amount of price increase, where do you see the margins stabilize at for the rest of the fiscal?
I won't be able to give you a indication on this, but prices should remain flat, I would say. The margins would remain flat. While you mentioned about our margins coming down, if you compare the industry, our fall has been a little lesser than the industry overall average.
No, I take that point. So, since your volumes have been doing better than a lot of other peers in the industry, what could the average volume growth be? You're sitting at somewhere around 1 million tons or 1.1 million tons as of last quarter, which was, I think, a 14% growth. You expect to sustain this 14-15% growth in the next couple of quarters?
I expect that.
Well, what's your debt, Mr. Cooper? And do you have to make any lump sum payments?
Yeah, as I said, the payments will be due from January onwards.
Okay.
So we start making our foreign currency loans payments from January onwards.
Okay. No pressure. I mean, it's a manageable outflow. How much is it?
It's a manageable outflow. It will be about 400 crores in the coming year, next year.
Okay. I wanted to ask about your acquisition plans as well. You've always said that you've been open to inorganic moves. Should we hear about something before the calendar year is out or the fiscal year is out?
See, we have, as you are aware, that on a global basis, the group has acquired Italcementi, which is about a 71 million capacity. So, which forms a part of it, about 6 million tons happens to be in India, which is Zuari. So, we'll be busy with that integration, because the Competition Commission has given the go-ahead on this for a combination. So, we'll be busy with that.
So, it gets merged into your company?
That we'll have to see. It's not yet clear.
Okay, just one final question before we let you go, Mr. Cooper. A lot of people are hoping for higher demand to come through because of higher infrastructure spending by the government. On the ground, have you noticed any increase in public investments?
Not really too much, but there are hopes and expectations are still there.
Okay. Do I hear the word Lafarge when we speak of inorganic moves?
Lafarge is already settled.
Okay.
Birla Corp is there already in that.
Okay. All right. But any other? Are you still very keen to take over any other units?
See, we are still, as I said that, the group is keen on India and it will continue to expand. So we'll keep looking for opportunities.
Okay. When you told us about your, your margins and the fact that you will perhaps see a tad bit of an improvement, what about EBITDA per ton? In Q1 of FY16, your EBITDA per ton fell to 450 rupees, much lower than the 600 rupees that you saw in the previous quarter. So in Q2 and Q3, what would the average be?
I won't be able to give you a comment on that. So the results will be there in the end of this year, in the end of this month. So we can wait for that.
All right. We'll leave it at that, Mr. Cooper. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.